Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson with a YouTube and Facebook weather update on this Thursday night. Hope everybody's having a great night. This one will definitely be a shorty here, although we do have a few things to chat about. But basically, the plan of action for us for tonight, the rundown, if you will, the slate that you see there, is very similar to what I had for last night. Same old. Meaning it's going to be getting warmer and warmer. And except for a pit stop for some Saturday showers, not a rain out necessarily, but just a few scattered showers possible. We have a lot more sunshine on the way. We do need to get some rain, but that Saturday chance looks pretty anemic. It doesn't look very strong, but we'll have to see. Thank you very much, Keith and Melissa. I appreciate it very much. You are in there first. But it will be hot next week. You know, I don't usually talk about hot, except for maybe late June, July, early to mid-August. But we're talking about September hot. And there is going to be one difference here. It does look like we're going to be making a run well into the 80s and maybe even hitting 90 degrees. That's not out of the question. However, unlike the last time that we had 90s, or the last several times that we had 90s, otherwise known as summer, the dew points were also mid-upper 60s, even 70s. And so it was not only hot, but it was humid. It was sticky with a heat index, you know, in the upper 90s or even low 100s. Well, this time it looks like the dew points are going to behave. They're going to actually stay down. So even though it's going to be hot, the dew points are going to mean that the air is going to be relatively dry. And you know what they say? It's not the heat, it's the humidity, right? And we'll get to say, oh, it's a dry heat. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Hudsonville in the house. Jonathan, thanks for being here. Jerry had a busy day today. That's cool. Very cool. And K&M, happy first birthday to yours there. All right, so let's get on it. Carla, hello to you. Packers had 14-0. You're from Wisconsin, so then you go. You cheer. It looks like this might be their year this year, right? Looks like this might be their year. Let me squeeze myself back, and then we're going to get moving. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. There we go. So you see what we're going to be chatting about here. And like I said, this one really will be on the shorter side here. So let me get right to it. First of all, you know what they say, don't bury the lead. That means get to the point quickly. And here's the point. High temperatures, typical high in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, we're going to be in the low to mid-80s. That 84, honestly, I think might be a little healthy, might be more closer to 82. And then we're going to take a little bit of a step back on Saturday. It'll still be warmer than average at 80. And the reason is because there'll likely be more cloud cover Saturday and a threat for a few showers. And of course, if that materializes, then that should help keep the temps down. But then after that, our temps are going to be like a rocket ship. Mid-80s Sunday, upper 80s Monday, near 90 degrees on Tuesday. And it looks like this heat has some staying power too. I mean, like I'm talking all the way through maybe a week from tomorrow. Yeah. So it's going to be hot for a while. Maybe this will bring a few more summer weather lovers. We'll bring in a few more converts to fall, right? It's fall, go away summer, Sharon says. Not so fast, my friend. Shannon, hello to you. Beautiful day, great night too. Triple E in the house, thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. So there you see the high temperatures that we're talking about going into next week. And again, this is not just going to be 1 or 2 or 3 days, as you see there. But if the forecast model is correct in guidance on the temperatures going all the way into a week from tomorrow. So this would be hot Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and next Friday. But again, even then, we're talking about, 18th? We're still talking about dew points, that are projected to be in the 40s and 50s. So it's not going to be very humid, but it is going to be quite warm. Mr. GR in the house, good evening to you. Ready for those warm temperatures. There you go. So that's what we've got coming up. Here's a look at downtown Kalamazoo right now, live, all quiet here. The temperatures right now are in the low to upper 60s. Just depends on where you are. We're still near 70 in GR and Kalamazoo, mid 60s in places like Sturgis and Battle Creek and Allegan and Holland, lower 60s in Marshall and also in South Haven, as well as Charlotte and also the state capital. High temperatures today, upper 70s, low 80s, and it's 79 in Kalamazoo. Our count continues. We're at now 18 days since we were last at 80 degrees or warmer. And for late August and early September to go 18 straight days like this without it even getting to 80 is strange indeed. But tomorrow we will break through. And then, of course, as I showed you earlier, it's going to be getting a lot warmer. So see all that time we've been spending in the blue zone lately? We're going to reverse that trend. It's going to go up into the red zone. Already got to that normal level today. Our high temperature today of 77 was just 1 degree warmer than what's typical. That pretty much is in the range. But looking forward, we're going to be spending a lot more time in the red zone. So that graphic, which right now is predominantly blue, by this time next week is going to be predominantly red, reflecting all of these back-to-back warmer than average temperatures. In the meantime, the dew points, look at this, in the 50s. And so it has been comfortably dry today. And that's going to be a feature of our pattern change air mass going forward. And so even though it's going to be getting hot, it's going to stay relatively dry. And what that means, by the way, is at night, we can still get comfortably cool then because the dew point is going to be down. The temperatures will be falling with that lack of sunshine coming earlier in the evening, of course, the sun setting. And so you might be able to get away with open windows overnight tonight, but with temps tumbling fast now that we're past sunset, it's going to get a little bit chilly for tomorrow morning at the bus stop. So here's that 7-day forecast. And there you see the big story is the big heat. A chance for some showers on Saturday. Drought monitor out today for the week. Shows much of Ottawa County, western Kent County, a small sliver of northwest Allegan County, otherwise known as Holland, at an abnormal drought, or I believe it's abnormally dry, or a minor drought. You have to look at my post. Over toward the thumb, there are some areas that are at severe drought. We're not going to see a lot of rain out of this pattern that we're in right now. We're going to see a lot of heat next week, but not a lot of rain. There's a lot of sunshine that's on the way. And you see that in the 7-day forecast there too. Hello, Jesse from the Berg. Thanks for being here. No problem. We take all comers. You get here when you get here. Mikey, happy Thursday to you too. Well, I promised this was going to be a shorty, and it is. So I'm going to go ahead and skate on out of here. Look at this. This will be a record. We're about to 8 minutes here. But you get an idea of what's going to be happening here. The big story, like I said, the big story is going to be the heat. Lily, hello to you. The big story is going to be the big heat that is going to be coming in here starting next week. And it's going to be lasting for several days. All right, we're going to be well above average. By the way, I checked the record high temperatures for the dates that are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and they're all in the neighborhood of 93 to 96 degrees. And I don't think we're going to get that hot. So we'll be close enough, but I don't think we're going to set any records. Oh, Chris, you are not going to be friends to me now. I know you are cursing my name, Chris in Coopersville. Lover of all things cool and chilly. Don't look. Hide your eyes. It's going to get hot again next week. Mikey, thanks for the thanks, and I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that very much. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here so I can try to get out before we get much past 9 minutes. That'll be probably a new record for me. Hey, we made it to Friday, right? This is Thursday night. We made it to Friday, so congrats, everybody. Let's finish strong tomorrow so that we can get set on a nice weekend. Don't forget, I'm live at 10 o'clock. That's coming your way in 36 minutes on Arc West Michigan, an hour 36 on the mothership, otherwise known as News Channel 3. I am on Twitter, X, Threads, and YouTube at Weatherman Keith, the @ symbol, and Weatherman Keith. It's all lowercase, all one word, Weatherman Keith. And I'm on Facebook, WWMT's Keith Thompson. Give me a like, give me a follow there. Rocky, hello to you. Oh, you're right, Chris. It won't last. Good. Good on you for having the positive attitude. It won't last. Won't last at all, or long at all. Awesome. Thanks, Rocky, for that report. Appreciate it so much. Saturday, Holland rain is most likely in the morning, maybe some in the early afternoon. But the later in the day you are, I think the better your chances of being dry. That's the way it's looking right now. And again, the showers are sort of sketchy, looking scattered about. The North American model, the NAM model, shows it moving through. I believe the GFS does, but the Euro doesn't really show very much. It's not very impressive. So that's why it's a little bit on the sketchy side. Hello to the goats. Jesse, thanks so much for being here and for that. All right, everybody, if I don't see you at 10 or at 11, catch up with me on social media. In the meantime, tomorrow morning, it's Daddy Will in the saddle for Jeff. I know you'll make him feel welcome. He'll be here from 4:30 to 9, a live update at noon, and then I'll pick you back up at 5:30, and 6. All right, everybody, have a great night. Take care. Let's get some good rest, and let's finish the week strong. I'll talk to you again soon. Good night, everybody.